Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Already in progress here from Lawrence Larson Rink, where the outside temperature is 8 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you prefer Celsius, minus 13.
Very cold either way.
Inside, it's about 20 degrees between the Boston Blades and the Toronto Furies. Down in front is Melissa Vizzari trying to pull this one around. I'm Max Walpuff, joined alongside by my friend Mitch, and this is a very cold one for all of us involved.
Yes. Yeah, Myers had a nice chance early.
As Vizzari at the red line takes it back for the Blades, she'll send it in. And in goal for Toronto, Sonia Vanderbleek, a 5'9", left-handed catch out of Toronto, Ontario. Greaves will send it toward the net, hits a couple of traffic in front, and Vizzari will head for the corner, try to chase it down.
Blades doing a good job right now keeping it in their zone.
Good opening first couple minutes for the Boston Blades. Not a whole lot of shots either way to speak of, as Toronto is able to clear the zone with Alexa Aramburu, but they only get as far as the blue line of Boston before they are able to get another chance at it. It was Danielle Gagny toward the net, and Dom not needing to touch it as it heads to the near side boards. Here's Kate Leary with it now for Boston. She'll head across the line. She's got Courtney Turner behind her. Drop pass for her, sent toward the net, and referee loses sight of the puck. And that will be the end of play. 16:47 to go in a scoreless contest.
So not too many shots, but a couple good chances there.
Courtney Turner, the #1 overall pick for Boston, playing in a full face shield during warm-ups as far as just playing for warmth. A couple players for Toronto warming up in winter toques as well. Face-off one for Toronto, around for Emily Fulton. This will send up a short 2-on-1 for the Furies. Toward the net, and Dom makes a save of her own on Caroline Prevost. On a 9-game point streak of her own, she leads the team in points with 6 goals and 5 assists. 9 of those points coming in the last 6 games.
Big series here. Both teams low in the standings. Be good for the Blades to get a win here. We can play tomorrow as well.
The Furies come into today's game a 3-10, 1-0-1 record on the season. The Blades coming in 0-13, 0-0, and 2. Leary with a headman pass, and she's got a breakaway in. And Beezer looked like a hook on the play. Fans in the crowd want to call, and they're not going to get one. Official had a good view of the whole thing.
There's Leary again.
Collision at the blue line, and Furies come away with it. 3-on-2 as Prevost winds, fires, just misses. Prevost again with it. Finds Saunders, blockered away by Dom, and Elizabeth Avison able to take it as far as the blue line before she is taken off the puck by Williams. Now Fulton once again, she'll turn back ahead for the blue and white. Kittredge on the stop there as Aaron Hall tries to get it around. It'll end up in a pile-up behind Dom's net. From the point,
Dom's
Campbell
been busy pretty early here. Couple big saves, a glove on either side.
And more chances for Toronto as they start to turn the tables the other side. Jess Vela with it, one of the players warming up with a toque during warm-ups. It is about 20 degrees inside the rink, a full 12 degrees warmer than it is outside if you're a Fahrenheit person. It's still in the negatives if you're in Celsius, either way.
People just trying to do whatever they can to warm up early, try to stay loose.
Played about 5 minutes, and a turnover here, shot on net, and it's up and over the net of Dom. Shot coming from Stewart. Up comes one of the captains for Boston, Melissa Bizzari, sends it around the net. Vanderbleek just watches it as Kidd is able to push it ahead. Only as far as Megan Greaves at the blue line before it's finally poked to center, and Drew Burns will corral it for the black and gold.
The puck possession is going to be big for this one. Two teams desperately in need of a win.
Here's Megan Greaves with a chance on the left side. She'll throw an arm at Kidd. 14 minutes to go here in the first period of a scoreless hockey game thus far. Leary tripped on the play. This is going to raise the arm.
There he is.
And that'll be a power play for Boston. Boston's power play comes into today's game with a 9 out of 60 efficiency rating. 14:11 to go here in the first period. It'll be a hooking call on number 16, Alexa Aramburu. The only American on the roster for Toronto out of Glen Rock, New Jersey, attended SUNY Oswego, who's a 5th-round pick by the Furies this year. She'll sit for 2 minutes.
Toronto is 53 of 66 on the penalty kill.
53 of 66. You said 56.
Of 66.
Yeah, numbers, math. It's a little cold in here. Anyway, a clearance for Toronto as they get first 20 seconds to go their way. Courtney Turner will take a chance with it. Milton, Massachusetts native brings it up ice there on side once again. She'll send it in, unable to find a friendly stick. It eventually finds Taylor Wassilk. This one is sent to nobody in particular, and Christina Brown will take a chance with it. She sends it back in, and Vanderbleek will tee it up for one of her teammates. Beezer sends it around. Turner able to stop this one. For the center,
Pass across the net there.
Myers. Leary again, and this pass was blocked by Beezer. Myers plays it down to herself, keeps it away from pressure. Below the net, Leary. Back up for Brown. Brown now for Turner. Turner able to get it away from pressure, but Brown has to take it in neutral as it's cleared out. Under 40 seconds left in the... Now Brown takes it in. Full change for the Blades outside of her. Leary. Beezer takes it away. Able to play it along the near side and get it out of the zone are the Furies. 30 seconds left in the penalty.
Yeah, not too many chances here in the first penalty of the game. Toronto doing a good job getting the puck out of the zone.
Mazzari finds Greaves off the wall. Greaves cutting to the middle. Backhand
Greaves,
shot
back
off
in.
the post, and it stays
in.
out. It's in! Wicked, wacky deflection, and Boston will take it. It's 1-0.
15 seconds left in the penalty. Greaves, ton of speed up along the boards there.
Ton of speed up the side. Fortunate bounce off the post. It hit the goaltender. I'm not sure if anyone got a touch on it or if Sonia Vandervliet kicked it in. I don't think the black and gold care.
They'll take it either way.
These are the two struggling offenses in all of the CWHL. It is the 7th-ranked offense in Boston with 1.46 goals a game, and the 6th-ranked offense in Toronto with 1.67 goals a game.
Important to take that momentum and really get back in the offensive attack. Try to get another one here quick.
Important to also get the first lead of the game. They will indeed score it for Greaves. Greaves' 4th goal of the season and Bazzari's 6th assist. 12 minutes to go here, 1-0 Boston. Unable to hold it in at the line is Drew Burns. She'll play it back for Kikuchi. Casey Stathopoulos with it for Boston. Stathopoulos, a Waltham, Massachusetts native. Toronto taking it back now. But Cassidy Delaney broken up by Burns, and sent around. Delaney will control with it. Kikuchi staples her to the boards before Michelle Ng can come in support and spin away and try to move up ice with it. 11:30 to play.
A lot of speed across the ice.
She got plenty of speed, but a good poke check puts the play back the other way for Toronto. Gagne with it. Her pass gets broken up. First to it will be Christina Brown. Gets it around Stewart and finds Michelle Ng off the boards. She'll clear it to center, and here's Greaves again.
Brown's been very active in the early going here along the boards and the defensive side.
Post save, and the net comes off, and a couple of shoves.
Any penalties? Nothing.
Maybe nothing indicated so far. Net did come off. Play had to stop, but that was how Boston scored their first one, with a quick rush up ice for Greaves. Both of these teams will take goals any way they can get them. Boston shooting at percentage-wise just 6.4%, and Toronto not doing much better at 6.7%.
Big face-off opportunity right here. Back in their zone, get a chance to get another one quick. Got to keep the pressure on them early.
It'll be Turner, who had a good showing back in China on the Blades, stripped through Ronka and Kunlun, and it'll be Caroline Prevost, the hottest player in the CWHL of late. Prevost wins this one, and it'll head up for Fulton.
Yeah, Prevost has been all over the ice here.
Prevost cuts to the middle this time, and it's blocked. Kittredge with it. 10:50 to play here in the first period. Leary sends it up ice, and this will be icing unless Myers can beat it out, and she will indeed beat out the icing call. Great hustle by the captain Myers out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Cutting to the middle is Turner. taken away from her, and it'll find the stick of Carly Campbell, a second-year player from Burlington, Ontario.
And Myers and Bizzari early, the co-captains really setting the tone here.
Taken away by Boston at the line, shot toward the net from Kikuchi goes wide. Myers, Leary,
The trip.
taking a tumble, and Williams can't get to that one, and neither can Harris. Boston has to vacate the zone. We apologize for the technical difficulties with our camera. I hope you can still hear us. 10:08 to 10:06 to play, and this will be icing on Boston. About halfway through the first period, if you missed it, the only goal of tonight's contest from Megan Greaves, a rush up the left side of the ice, put Boston on the lead on the power play. It's 1-0 to the Blades.
Yeah, and Toronto's offense has really kind of outdone Boston early. Obviously, Boston went the early goal, but I think Toronto's attack is really leading the way in this game.
Toronto's attack for many years has been led by such storied veterans as Natalie Spooner, but the Scarborough, Ontario native is up with Team Canada at with the Olympic training, so they don't have her services for the foreseeable future.
A lot of Olympians on the Toronto team there.
A lot of Olympians from the whole of the CWHL. 17 current or former players playing for Team Canada or for their international competition. This one's taken away for Boston, and Wasil gets it back for Kikuchi.
Kikuchi
Spike
for the point.
two, and Avison tried the tip, but the barn doors were shut from Vanderbleek. Boston able to keep possession in the offensive zone. Wasil going 1-on-3, and she's still able to keep the puck. And this one's sent in straight on Dom, so no icing, and she'll opt to cover. 9:10 to play. Boston's still in the lead.
Yeah, Dom's done a good job thus far, really helping, stopping all of the offensive pressure here by the Furies.
We do apologize for the delay in the video and the technical difficulties. We hope you can still hear us here from Lawrence Larson Rink. Greaves with it up ice, and now Michelle Ing on the left side. Ing pulls up to the middle, and she'll find Greaves in a back pass. Now behind the net, back for Melissa Bizzari at the hash marks. Bizzari cuts to the middle, sends it on net, kick save from Vanderbleek, poked out back in front by Ing. It's a goal! Michelle Ing pokes it in, and it's 2-0 Boston.
It's huge. Michelle Ing, great speed on the left wing there. And they got to keep on feeling her. She looks like she's quicker than everyone else on the ice right now.
The rookie Ing, a 6th-round pick out of St. Lawrence University. This is a big chance for Boston, their first multi-goal lead of the game. And Toronto looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah, I think they were a little energized after that first early goal. Now 2-0 lead, that's big in this one right now.
Toronto wins the faceoff at center ice, 8:45 to play here.
You have some numbers, 2-1.
Greaves back for Michelle Ing, a chance toward the net, stopped on the back check. Now Kelly Kittredge. Greaves still falling down in the offensive zone. Blades come in, and they did have it offside. Carly Campbell poking away with it behind the net. 8:26 to play, it's 2-0 Boston. Caroline Prevost with it, circling around the net. She'll lose the puck, and Courtney Turner is first to it. Spikes it away from her for Kittredge. Back behind Boston's net, she'll emerge with it, Leary. Now Turner over the red line. She'll flick it over the blue line and come in onside. Back behind the net of Vanderbleek for Megan Myers. Turner takes a spill, and Myers going 1-on-3 against 3 Furies. Back for Turner, couldn't find Leary in the slot. And this will be spiked out into neutral. Taylor Hall working after it.
Be huge for Boston here to keep this momentum going into the second period, up 2-0. Be good. No goals here in the last 7 minutes.
Jenna Dingledon beating out the icing from Aaron Hall. 7:35 to play, and Toronto keeps it in their offensive end. 2-0 Boston here in the first period. In CWHL action, this puck came out of the zone. Toronto's got to vacate, and they end up giving up possession to number 15, Megan Myers. She'll flick the puck in, and it'll fend up behind
They'll get a
Vanderbilt.
good change here.
Leary going one on everybody in the back check, and she's able to keep it there and allow Boston to change behind the play. Good individual forecheck, and it ends up in a turnover for Casey Stathopoulos. Couldn't find it for Leary in the center. Now Leary with it. Leary cutting to the middle. Her shot is spoiled by a good stand-up block. Burns will just slam it in, and Vandervliet tees it up for her teammate Molson.
Yeah, the Toronto defensemen have really lost a couple pucks back there in their own zone. That's really been helping Boston out early.
Pass behind Arenbrewer instead. Gagné will take it. Gagné over across the line finds Arenbrewer. It banks off of her stick and out towards center. Alessandra Bianchi thought about heading in, but the puck had gone to center, so Toronto has to vacate to their side of the ice. 6:26 to go. Bianchi finally spikes it in. Dom will play it behind her net. 6:20 to play. 2-0 to the Blades.
Yeah,
Stathopoulos.
Not too many opportunities here for Toronto lately. They had Prevost early a couple times, and ever since then, Gagné a couple other options on offense, but Dom's done a pretty good job. Huge.
Stathopoulos boarded hard along the side, but it'll end up in an offensive chance for Boston as Chelsea Goldberg sends it on net, stopped by Vandervliet, and it'll be offensive zone faceoff for Boston. .5:56 to play.
Toronto's been winning all the faceoffs so far. This will be big for Boston. Try to get a win here on their zone. And they don't.
Sent around, they win another face-off for Toronto, but Kittredge takes it and pokes it up ahead. Brief 3-on-2 if they hurry. Bizzarri to the center, kicked out by Vandervliet.
Good chance by Bizzarri. A lot of speed out there on the turnover.
Now Greaves with it.
Bizzarri again.
And this one's spiked wide.
Couple chances for Bizzarri.
Vandervliet opting to cover. The 6th-year goaltender out of Toronto. She was traded to Toronto from Brampton for a 2016 4th-rounder. This was the 2nd year of Liz Knox and Erica Howe, and they are still the goaltending tandem from now the Markham Thunder. But Vandervliet has done a nice job to take the starter's net here in Toronto.
Yeah, I think Bizzarri, Myers, and Ing have really been the 3 best so far for Boston in this first period.
Greaves with the other goal that came on the power play. Ing with an even strength strike. And this one's poked out of the zone. Now Greaves with the chance.
Greaves again.
Even at full strength, 5-on-5 down the left side. Looking for Ing in the center. Pass is spoiled, and back comes Toronto. 4-on-2 the other way for Kidd. Now Dingledin and the pile up in front of the crease. Tries a wraparound.
Nice little wraparound chance.
And nothing going.
Now we got some numbers.
Now Ing and Greaves going up with it. But they are gassed. They needed a change badly. 4:53 to go in the first. It's 2-0 Boston. Back up ice comes Toronto. Sent toward the net by Stewart. Blockered away by Dom. Now Platt works it up ahead. Beezer sent toward the net and away from everybody. Aaron Hall plays with, and it will end up in front, and Dom will cover. 4:37 to go. An offensive zone faceoff for the Furies coming up.
A nice save by Dom on Stewart there on the left-hand side.
To the blocker side of Dom on the far side. Turner is sent out. Myers comes in against Arenbrewer and ends up in the states of Drew Burns. Myers along the right side wall, pokes it up ahead, gets it to neutral, where Kate Leary gets it a little farther, but Toronto keeps control of the puck. Kikuchi holds it in at the blue line. Kate Leary with it. Going 1-on-2, and Beezer takes it away for Toronto. They're back behind the cage of Vandervliet.
Yeah, it seems like any time a team has a chance to win a faceoff in the opposing zone, that's when they don't.
Platt sends it in. Burns keeps it to her, and Kikuchi whiffs on a pass, and she's able to get it ahead away from Prevost, and it banks off of a Toronto player, so no icing as it heads all the way down. 3:50 left to play here in the first period. Williams to the center finds Prevost, the hottest player in the CWHL, and taking a spill is Brown. A shot, save, rebound, and this one spiked in at the doorstep. Fulton, and it's 2-1.
But that was really Prevost's goal. Prevost has been the fastest one for Toronto so far, and really creating a ton of scoring opportunities for them.
Make it a 10-game point streak for Carolyn Prevost to have the Boston lead. It's 2-1. Tough break for Boston as Christina Brown had good positioning but took a spill on the ice, allowing Prevost to get the first shot. And on the rebound, Fulton spikes it in.
Toronto's defensemen really have been struggling in their own zone. That's where they've been giving up a lot of turnovers. But Prevost putting the team on their back right now.
And Aaron Kickham, a little overeager, goes in offside again, while Taylor Wasok was trying to pull it in and toward the center. 3:28 to play. It's a 2-1 game so far. The Furies, after this series in Boston, they will not leave the province of Ontario for another game all season. They have a 6-game homestand.
This is their first time facing them, right?
This is their first time facing Boston, but they won't leave Ontario after this weekend. I think that's a pretty good bet for them. They have a bunch of home games in Toronto, one home game in Sarnia, and a couple of away games with the Markham Thunder within the same province.
Feels like Toronto weather down here, so.
It does feel like that.
They're in their element.
Greaves on the right side sends it in. Vanderbleek spikes it behind her. Brown with the pinch, she'll keep it in. 1-on-2 against Vela. Now in support comes Bizzari.
In trouble getting the puck down there.
A little engagement along the wall, and coming away with it is Toronto. And Sydney Kidd, a rookie out of Sundridge, Ontario, pokes it up ahead. Able to find Alessandra Bianchi, went to the University of Toronto in the Canadian Inter-University Sports System. Instead finds a stick of Taylor Wasok, and she'll send it up to the neutral zone where it's batted down, and Kikuchi and Kickham will take it away. 2:22 to play, 2-1 the score here.
Yeah, Dom's had a really good first period here. She made, even on her one goal, one blunder, Prevost, she had a good save on Prevost and then lost the rebound to Fulton.
Wasok holds it in at the blue line and unable to get much done with it as Leary trying to take it away from Gagné. Instead, Toronto gets it as far as the blue line before Caitlin Sperling sends it into the Toronto zone. Beezer with it, sends it around and finds friendly stick from Boston. And Beezer spinning around Turner. 1:46 to play. She'll pull up into the offensive zone. A shot blocked. Rebound goes back for another Toronto player, and her bid is blocked as well. Caitlin Sperling skates it to safety along the boards, only so long. In the slot center, and Gagné turn and fire.
Turnover by the Boston defenseman. Gagné made the most of our opportunity there.
Turn and fire for Gagné, and it's 2-2.
Dom really wasn't ready for that one. I don't think she was expecting her to turn it over there. And
Gagné using the defender as a screen as well. And with 91 seconds to go in the first period, we've had a pretty interesting one so far.
Yeah.
It's 2-2.
And that's huge for Toronto's momentum going in the second period there. I think they've outplayed the Boston in the first. But now with that tying this game up, look for them to try to use this momentum into the second.
Ing can't get the back pass to communicate as Greaves has to take it away. Burns with it. Burns now for Greaves again. Ducking out of the way is Bizzari. Ing, now Kikuchi. Able to send it in, but Toronto has the last 2 goals so far. Boston after jumping out to a 2-0 lead, and now we're tied again at 2.
Yeah, you saw a lot of excitement after that first goal, and after they got the second one, I think they kind of were content with where they were at with the 2-0 lead, and they really let Toronto come right back in this, tie the game up.
Can't stay too content against any team in the CWHL, and so far Toronto has played to their strength of setting up their best players. Here's Molson with it. Shannon Molson on net, and a chest save for Dom. She'll play it down and stop play. Molson, an 8-year veteran of the CWHL, a CWHL champion in 13-14 with these Furies.
It's really been Toronto's offense versus Boston's defense thus far. Dom, good job so far. He made a couple mistakes there late with Gagné. A couple great saves on Prevost. But like you said, Toronto's, their goal scorers are really showing up here and really leading the charge for the Furies.
Flipped in, that'll be icing on Boston as they did not gain the red line before dumping it in, but 15.6 to go in the period.
So Boston's got to really win this face-off, take these last 15 seconds and get into the intermission. It's still a tie game.
Back down the shot,
Great
glove
save
down,
by
Dom.
Dom. Nice slap shot by Campbell, the alternate captain. Dom, glove save.
Carly Campbell played at the same university as Lauren Dom, played for the Clarkson Golden Knights. They were on the same team in 2010 when they made the NCAA tournament for the first time in program
She's familiar
history.
with her slap shot.
7 seconds in the period and back along the wall. And the Blades, I think, will just be content to keep it there for the final horn of the period.
It's exciting first period, for sure.
Well, that was interesting. 2-2 the score after 20 minutes of play. As we thank you for sticking with us through some technical difficulties, we'll bring you back for the second period. You're listening to the Boston Blades and Toronto Furies CWHL action on the Boston Blades YouTube. your headset on and all that.
Hello?
Welcome back to the ice for the second period of action. It's 2-2 Boston against the Toronto Furies. And we've just seen a rather interesting and entertaining first period of goal scoring and limited shot production for either side. 14 apiece for both Boston and Toronto. And both teams have 2 goals to show for it.
Yeah, fairly evenly matched both sides. Obviously, Boston came out there. Early momentum, early with the 2-0 lead. Toronto, great job coming back. Player Prevost there to tie this game up.
Caroline Prevost with her 10th game in a row with a point. She has 16 she has just 12 on the season, 6 assists this season, coming in the second goal to tie up the contest. Fans warming up in the arena lobby are coming out to brave the cold here. From my sources within the arena, basically arena management, it is 20 degrees Fahrenheit in here, which is about 12 degrees warmer than it is outside.
And that lobby is packed. There's nobody on the bleachers until right now. They're coming out here now to support the team.
Just taking every chance they can to warm up. It is a very cold night here in Massachusetts. As Mazzari and Prevost square off with it, we're underway again. Let's have a little bit more fun in the second period. Along the wall, Toronto takes it away, and it'll be Prevost along the wall, can't get around Burns, finally does, but Ing cuts off the centering feed. Prevost again, and Burns breaks up this play, Mazzari with it, but Prevost is all over the puck in her first shift. 19:30 to play in the second period. Boston gets some possession time. Michelle Ing can't get it out. Tries to poke check it along, and Emily Fulton, one of the goal scorers for Toronto, keeps it inside. Sydney Kidd sends it in. Kidd out of Sundridge, Ontario, University of Western Ontario product, but this will be a body checking penalty coming up, and it'll be a power play for Toronto as Greaves will head off. First chance for Toronto on the woman advantage. Greaves, a notable penalty kill and power play specialist for Boston, already with 1 goal tonight for the Blades on the power play in their first chance of the game. As head coach Jeff Flanagan for Toronto is having some trouble getting their personnel situations sorted out. They finally get the 5 players they want, but one of them, Haley Williams, has to come out.
Yeah, you definitely want Prevost out there. You want Fulton, had a great first period. I think they got the right personnel out there. And Gagne with the goal.
And almost immediately after the face-off, Dingledon was subbed off immediately for Williams, but that allowed Boston to send it all the way down. So 15 seconds in, Boston gets 1 clearance. Fulton waiting her options. Enough time for a little coffee to warm her up, but Megan Myers there to force the issue. Prevost with speed down the left side. Pulls up, surveys the ice. We'll find Gagne. Back for her again. 18:35 to play in the period. Turner unable to backhand it out. Christina Brown powers it down the ice. Myers with speed will be the first one against Sonia Vanderbleek, who will find her way to the other side of the ice. About 60 seconds left in the penalty, and Boston so far has yet to allow a shot toward Lauren Dahm.
Yeah, good penalty kill here for Boston right now, and Greaves with the spark plug in the first period, doing well. Again, penalty kill.
Burns now behind the net. 2 Furies poke the puck away, but Kickham is the first to it. And Prevost is able to keep it for the Furies. Vela setting up, she'll get the puck now. Back for Prevost again. The center Campbell toward the net, blocked from Kickham. Able to get it just to the blue line and no farther. Campbell holds it in, 25 seconds to play in the penalty. Vela surveying, finds Campbell, wind, fire, wide, and Burns not able to get it very far, gets along the wall and just gets it out.
Big time slap shot from Campbell. Nothing doing there for Toronto.
And Campbell pushes it all the way back, and this one is going to fizzle out for the Furies. They only have 5 power play goals this season, and they're not going to get one here as the penalty expires.
Yeah, really impressive penalty kill there for Boston, limiting Prevost and Fulton opportunities.
Comes free for the Blades, and up ice comes the fresh Greaves after just off the penalty bench. Greaves will spin away, finds Leary toward the net, and blocked from Vanderbleek. Leary muscled off by Beezer. Leary toward the net. Greaves a chance. Sent, saved, rebound, spiked wide, up and over. Leary plays it down. Touched first by the Furies. Greaves spin around shot, stopped, rebound chance again. Leary can't get a backhand on it. Hall, Blades keeping it in, thrown toward the net, stop from Vanderbleek, and she will put a stop to play. 16:27 to go.
Great attack for Boston coming off that penalty kill. Great impressive penalty kill coming back on the attack. Vanderbleek's done really well ever since the first 2 goals she let up early in the first. Last 15 minutes or so, she's been really, really good goaltender.
Stathopoulos pokes it forward, ends up in a couple of skates. Back for Wasilk, she shoots and scores! Taylor Wasilk, her first of the year. It's 3-2 Boston. Turnaround chance, squeaks through the arm, and they're able to get the puck on the net, and Brown sends it to the bench. That'll be taped up well as a souvenir for Wasilk.
Yeah, great energy here in the second. This is what happened in the first period. They got to keep this momentum, keep this energy. And with energy comes scoring opportunities just like that.
Wasilk, a rookie out of Port Huron, Michigan, 149 career games played at Boston College. And now she has her first goal with the Blades this season. 16 minutes to play here in Boston has regained the advantage in the second period. Pass too far for Leary, and this one's icing for Boston. Toronto gets an offensive zone faceoff. A great play off the faceoff from Casey Stathopoulos to win the faceoff, stay with the puck, and get a chance for Wasilk to throw it on net. And good things happen when you do such things.
Yeah, look for Gagné and Prevost to really try to set the tone in the offensive game against here for Toronto like they did in the first.
Well, they're unable to do anything on this play as Turner has it. Brief 3-on-1. Turner across. Leary couldn't get a chance on it. She had a back checker on her stick, could not pull the trigger. This cross-ice pass is cut off from Kittredge. 15:46 to play. Boston just able to get it into the offensive zone. Prevost pokes it up, and now for Fulton. Fulton pulling up, going to the center. She'll send it wide. Kittredge to the board, spikes it around. Myers going to be the first one to it. Saunders opting to keep the line. Turnover for Fulton, and it goes high and out of play.
Yeah, good scoring chance there for Fulton, and great stop by Dom. Fulton just letting the game come to her right now. Not the fastest out there, but really helping out there on the wing and on the offensive end.
Emily Fulton in her 3rd year in the CWHL. She played in 2011 Frozen Four with the Cornell Big Red and won 2 ECAC titles with Cornell. And Saunders holds it in for the Furies. Stathopoulos also getting her 3rd assist this season. 15 minutes to play here in the second period. Boston has regained the advantage. Bizzarri turning up ice, and it's poked away, and Vela was able to play it for Delaney. Delaney sent toward, and Burns stops it, and Dom didn't have to do anything with it. Jess Vela will be the first one to it, a Pickering, Ontario native, sends it across for Michelle Saunders out of Oakville. Turnaround, gets it out of the zone, but Greaves spikes it down. She played with a high stick, and this faceoff will come in the Boston end.
Yeah, Greaves has been very good defensively. Greaves good in the first period defensively and really coming on strong here.
Toronto is the final team Boston has yet to face this season. They've played every other team in the CWHL except for the Furies. That ends tonight, and it's so far a 3-2 advantage for the black and gold. Chelsea Goldberg up ice with it. Over the red line, she'll send it in. Only as far as the hash marks, and Gagné turns up with it. She's got some open ice, but the puck is well away from her. Aaron Hall chases it down for Boston. Still behind the net. 4 players battling for it. 14 minutes to go here in a 3-2 lead for Boston.
Boston's got to make sure that they keep a guy on Gagné throughout the rest of this game, as her speed has really, really been an issue.
Stathopoulos up for Goldberg. Pass too far for her. Her number counterpart, Stewart, takes control for Toronto. Up the near side, held in by Kittredge. She'll slam one to the side, and Platt will take a chance with it now. Platt gets around the defense, allows her teammates to change behind the play. Kelly Kittredge.
A good change there for Toronto. Get the best players out there on the ice.
Back up for Courtney Turner. This is a line often trusted by this Boston crew. Turner, Myers, and Leary out there, as Fulton will take a chance for Toronto along the side. Myers puts the stop to play at that side and gets it for Kittredge. Toward the net, tip from Turner, and it's sent to the side from Vanderbleek. Couldn't get the pass down. 2-on-1 here. Prevost down the side to the net. Stop from Dom, and she will squeeze.
Huge save by Dom. And again, Prevost, too much speed there. You got to be able to stop her on the breakaway. She's had too many opportunities these first 2 periods.
Caroline Prevost has been all over the puck for Toronto tonight. She has 1 assist to show for it, driving her point streak to 7 games and 10 points in that span out of her 12 this season. As a player for Toronto has to tie her skates, as now that we're finally ready to resume. Puck down, and Boston ends up winning the faceoff as this one pops out of play. We'll do it all over again.
Yeah, it seems like every time that Toronto does have numbers, it's always Gagné, Prevost, and Fulton leading the way.
Faceoff won again by Boston, as Burns will send it for Kikuchi. They try to find a lane out of here. Able to get it out to the right. Burns once again. Ingleton forcing the issue, and Vela keeps hitting it at the line. Vela toward the net, blocked, follows her rebound and sends it wide. 12:30 to play here, Toronto keeping it in. Saunders holds it in. Burns first to it. She's taken off the puck, and Greaves along the wall will get it free for Bizzarri. And back up ice comes Taylor Wassop, the last goal scorer. Dances around Campbell. Bizzarri a shot and stopped in the chest of Vanderbleek. 12:12 to go.
Yeah, a little dangling there by Waslick. Bizzarri sees that, comes from right from her back there. Tries to get a good opportunity on Vanderbleek. Can't put it home.
Amazing what a goal will do for your confidence. And not often have we seen Wassock try those dangle moves on a one-on-one play, but she already has a goal tonight, the lead goal so far, and she's already had a jump in her step since then.
Yeah, it seems like anytime this team scores on both sides, that's when all the confidence seems to happen.
Breakup from Kikuchi at the line, stopping Prevost from going in on side. A great breakup for the Japanese defender, and now Boston keeping up with it. Stathopoulos up for Goldberg as Beezer cuts it off, but Kikuchi is back to take it again. Can't outwait Prevost on this one, and Toronto keeps it in the offensive zone. Sent on that again, blocked before it could reach Dom. 11:37 to play here in the second period. Boston can't get it out from behind the net. Burns with a backer on a defender. She'll send it to unoccupied territory, and this one's going to end up in a penalty for Boston as Kikuchi spills Fulton to the ice.
Yeah, Burns has done a great job trying to really protect Dom there. She's really been steady with the puck and really creating a lot of havoc there in the defensive end in front of Dom.
This is a double-edged sword loss for Boston, as not only do they lose a stout defender, they lose one of their top penalty killers for the balance of 2 minutes, as it allows Toronto to send out their best players once again.
Boston had a good penalty kill early in the period. See if they can use that momentum here.
Campbell sends it on, and a sassy glove save from Lauren Dom. 1:50 to go in the penalty and 11:11 left on the clock. Megan Myers, a co-captain for Boston, leans back in, and Jess Vela takes the puck away for Toronto. Dingleton finds Campbell. Spinning around Vela on the pass, and Delaney gets it on her backhand to her. Delaney once again, in the office behind the net, sent around again, and wide of Lauren Dahm. Delaney, a rookie out of Edmonton, Alberta, one of just a few non-Ontarians on this roster. She'll circle back for the puck as Christina Brown has it, and around Kittredge, and poked away by Myers to get it a little bit farther down the ice.
Yeah, nice clear there by Boston. And again, really doing well here at the penalty kill.
Myers stapling a power play to the boards, and that kills off about 10 seconds on the penalty kill. Dingleton looking for her options. She'll ride around the net and come to the other side. Fulton is set up. She sends it for her. To the other side, Vela on net, and it's sent away. Not sure if that hit Dom or anyone in front, but nonetheless, it's sent 200 feet, and Boston can reset. Around the side, Greaves cuts it off, and Sydney Kidd has to come back and support. 30 seconds left in the penalty, 9:50 to go from Lawrence Larson Rink in Winthrop, Massachusetts. We're happy you've joined us. We hope where you're watching us is warmer than where we are. It's about 20 degrees inside the rink and about 8 degrees Fahrenheit outside. This one sent on net and spiked wide as it falls down out of the equipment of a couple players in front. Fulton on the blue line. She'll walk it, fake, look for her options, toward the center, and can't get a shot away. And the side, and this penalty has expired. Ing comes off on the short change. Popped up and out of play, and a good chance for Boston to reset their personnel groupings.
Yeah, great job by Dom again. Again, 4 minutes there of great penalty kill play for Boston. And Greaves, great job defensively along the boards. I think she's been a hero right now on the penalty kill.
Wassilk, Stathopoulos, and Goldberg, the last line to score for Boston, is also out there on this defensive zone faceoff, and Stathopoulos wins it backward, getting it for Aaron Hall. Burns around for it on the near side, and Goldberg and Bianchi, and this one ends up in the face of Bianchi before she's able to play it down and get it ahead. Staying in the offensive zone is Toronto, not very long, as Drew Burns gets it up for Stathopoulos, pass too far ahead, and Molson will go D to D. Turned over again for Stathopoulos. Hall looking for a pass, can't find one, spins around away from Bianchi, and ends up in a turnover. Aramburu pokes it up, and now Stewart. Ridden by her number counterpart, Hall to the boards. Finding it for the center, and now Stathopoulos for Leary. Leary with some speed to the left side. Sent it around Wassilk, looking for Turner. Gets it to her, back in front, and it's stopped by Vanderbleek. First shot she's seen in a few minutes now. 8:13 to play here, 3-2 Boston. Is breaking up the pass, and now Leary will send it back for her defense.
Yeah, Leary has a lot of speed, especially in and out of changes.
Myers a chance, high shoulder save for Vanderbleek. Rebound is almost spiked right back to her. Dipped under 8 minutes to play here in the second period. We're happy you've joined us here wherever you might be listening. Hopefully it is warmer. I keep stressing that because it is cold up here. Running out of hand warmers and toe warmers up here.
How are the toe warmers?
They feel very nice, thank you. 7:35 to play. Toronto unable to break out, now they do, but Delaney doesn't have a whole lot of speed away from Brown. Not a whole lot of space either as she rides her all the way to the right side. Can't get around Brown. Delaney a chance, this one is sent wide. Dom stuck a blocker out to poke it along even further. Saunders. Shot blocked from Myers. Now Ing up for Myers again. Myers will spike it to the far glass. Turnover here for Greaves. She's got room, but two defenders converge on her to take away a shot. Greaves with speed, circles the wagons. Now Ing pokes it off the boards for Saunders. Saunders, the penalty minute leader for these Furies, sends it all the way down, and this will be icing.
Yeah, Ing very, very good in the first period. Hasn't done as much here in the second, but Boston need to really utilize her speed a little bit more along the side of the board.
A lot of this period has seen the ADT goalie of the week, Lauren Dahm, with 58 saves in the last 2 games for Boston, as jump around plays, and that's more a command to get warmer as opposed to any sort of crowd hyping. 6:38 to play. Ing can't play it down to herself. It ends up on the stick of Haley Williams. It'll get up with Emily Fulton. Pass too far for her, and Burns sends it for Greaves. Back to the red line for Prevost. Prevost gets around Greaves, fakes and fires, and this one banks off of Burns. To the wall, a couple players collide into it. Bizzarri and Ing are able to force it free. Now Kikuchi, 6:10 to play here in the second period. Finds Michelle Ing. With some space comes Bizzarri. Crossing pattern with Greaves on net, and it's saved from Vanderbleek. Bizzarri around for Ing. Ing trying to find Greaves, can't get the clean pass to her, and Toronto able to poke it out off of a Toronto player's helmet, and Stewart unable to gain full possession, and Ing can't get much farther with it as Beezer sends it in. Hall gets around 1, gets around 2, and finds the pass up for Kickham. Michelle Ing across, and she'll send it on net. Vanderbleek sticks it aside as Boston changes behind the play.
Yeah, really important here for Boston's defense and for Dahm, who's really stood on her head here in the second period. Take this momentum right into the intermission these next 5 minutes. Avison finding a pass for Wassilk, just can't get it on her forehand, but Molson rides her to the boards, and Wassilk has possession in the offensive end, finds Avison on her backhand, a chance is blocked, ends up for Kickham. Back for Avison, working the triangle play in front, Wassilk can't hammer it home. Up top for Brown. 4:50 to go. Brown walks in to the backhand, and her pass to the middle is blocked. Wassilk around for Avison. Toward the net, blocked again. Ends up in the skates, and Avison tries one more time, but it's sent out of the area from Toronto's perspective. 4:38 to play, and they have a little bit of time as Boston changes personnel. Yeah, Leary again. Tons of speed out of each and every change here in the second period.
Back for Kittredge again. Kittredge toward the net, not a whole lot on it. And Toronto can't get past the blue line once again. Courtney Turner to the wall. Now Brown once more, and this one ends up in the skates of Delaney, but she can't get a break on it. She had nobody in front of her as it ends up for Dingledine, and that will head up and out off the far glass. 4 minutes to play here in the second period. Only goal of the period coming from the rookie Taylor Wassilk for Boston. It's just a short 3-on-2 if Boston hurries, and the pass in goes nowhere in particular. Leary stops it along the wall. Leary and Saunders against each other, and Leary wins it back for Brown. And that Brown sends it into the Boston bench. The faceoff will come back to center ice with 3:36 to play.
Leary playing with a ton of energy here in the second period. I think her, Wassilek, as well as Myers have really led the charge here for Boston.
This is the worst margin versus the worst goal margin period for Toronto. They have 12 goals for and 21 against, whereas for Boston, this is their best goal margin period with 12 for and 18 against. That's what happens when both of these teams have more than 10 losses. Neither team is doing all that great in the standings. A couple wins here would do wonders for both squads. They play twice this weekend, and they won't see each other again until March. Boston opens up an 8-game homestand, and Toronto after this series will have a 6-game homestand before they face Markham. The shot toward the middle is spiked aside. Burns sends it out of the zone. Under 3 minutes to play. Does this have enough for icing? Yes. Much to the dismay of a few referees in the black and gold in the stands.
Yeah, and it's important again, like you said, we face Toronto again here tomorrow. So this game has more than just for this game's momentum, it's for tomorrow as well.
Prevost losing this face-off again is Burns on the side. And now for Beezer, can't hold it in. Megan Greaves has a breakup with Ing. Bizzarri trying to join the rush. Greaves for Ing, a chance, and it's spiked wide. 2:37 to play here in the second period. Boston having the run of good chances thus far this period. They lead 3-2 on the efforts of Taylor Wasilk earlier in this period. Up ice again, Fulton a chance. Trying to find the back post was Bianchi, and the pass ends up in the states of Aaron Hall. Hall to the red line, gets it in. Vanderbleek stops it up. Beezer once more for Toronto. Held in at the blue line by Sperling. Goldberg to the net. Can't find a passing lane. Stewart gets her to the board. Stathopoulos in support. 2-on-2 they go on the boards. Stathopoulos rings it around, finds Beezer. Sperling again on the line. Again holding it in are the Blades. Not for very long. Beezer couldn't pass this one through. Under 1:30 to play here in the period. This pass goes all the way down, and Sperling beats out Delaney for the icing.
Yeah, I think Greaves has been tremendous here in the second period. A lot of energy, great defense play for Greaves, and also great setup there on a great scoring opportunity for Ing, Toronto stopper.
With the change in their favor, the coaching staff for Boston rolls out Leary, Myers, and Turner, with Brown and Kittredge on defense. Myers can't win the faceoff, and it's cleared up, and Brown cannot hold it in. Period of the long change, Toronto can only get off 3 from the icing. Stewart sends it in, and this will be icing once again. .116 to play in the second period. No changes for Boston off the icing, and they end up again losing the faceoff. It's still 3-2. Brown runs in and keeps it with her skate. Still able to hold it in is Leary and Brown, but it pops up into the bench. And now Toronto will be able to execute a full change.
Yeah, much better job on both sides of the puck here for Toronto and Boston, especially defensively. Definitely more of a defensive-minded period than it was in the first.
Zari will lean in with Vela, and Vela is able to win it back from Molson. Under 60 seconds to go here in the second period. Ing stops up the play, and now finds Burns. Burns will send it for Bizzarri, one of the co-captains for this squad. Under 45 seconds to play, and Toronto pushing up with it. They got one more rush left in them to tie this game up before the 40-minute mark. Dingledine can't get through the defense, and this one's sent down in Boston. Does not ice the puck. The puck did not have enough on it. Myers thrown toward the net. High glove save, and Vanderbleek is able to stop play.
Yeah, it looks like Toronto's a little bit slower than they were early in the period. Could be a little gassed. Don't really have those numbers and breakaways that they were having earlier in the period.
Haven't executed a lot of line changes in this period, with the players they've had out there have been out there for a majority of play. Kikuchi just able to stop it with her skate. You hear the approval from the Boston bench. In front, Leary couldn't bat it home. Under 10 seconds to go, not much time left. Kikuchi holds it at the red line, and Toronto dumps it in. Neither team is going to get much out of this one. Burns keeps it, and for the final couple of seconds, she'll hold on, and that will be the end of the second period. The one goal for Taylor Wasilk to end 40 minutes of play. A lot of solid positives for Boston.
Yeah, a lot of defense there, and great play by Dom as the netminder.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with the third period. It's 3-2 Boston. Thank you for watching on the Boston Blades YouTube. Welcome back, everyone, for the third period of action. Boston Blades leading 3-2 over the Toronto Furies. I'm Max, that's Mitch, and we're off for an exciting final 20 minutes if this is how it's going to end.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting third period. First period, all offense. Second period, all defense. It's going to be the offense of Toronto versus the defense of Boston, and hopefully Dom can keep up the play.
Lauren Dom assuming the goal to the right, and Sonia Vanderbleek assuming the goal to the left. Thank you for joining us again from Winthrop, Massachusetts, where at last check it's a balmy 8 degrees Fahrenheit outside, or negative 13 degrees Celsius if you prefer that metric.
Yeah, shout out to the fans today. I mean, look at them out there. They're all happy.
Yeah,
And,
big shout out to the fans in blankets.
They should be getting paid.
Man, this is a very hardcore fans kind of game. It is about 20 degrees Fahrenheit in the rink tonight.
The ones with the blankets do look happier, though.
Yes, I firmly think you're correct in that assumption. Puck is down for the final 20 minutes. Bizzarri wins it back. Kikuchi plays it for Ing. And we're back underway to start the third period of play. Sato Kikuchi takes it ahead. Experience with the international team with Japan, the Universiade team. He was drafted in the 8th round by Boston in 2016. As Campbell will find Saunders. Saunders has 35 penalty minutes this season. She got 25 of them in a game against Montreal back in December with a 5-minute major and a 20-minute misconduct for a hit to the head late in the contest. Burns will take it for Boston. 19-19 to play in this third period. Megan Greaves, one of the goal scorers for Boston, flicks it in, and Vanderbleek able to stop play.
Yeah, Burns and Greaves were in a really good second period there defensively. Hopefully they can use that momentum into this third. And the play of Burns is tremendous.
They were teammates with Boston College many years ago. They're teammates here with the Blades now again. Brown sends it off the boards and can't find the stick of a teammate to find Sydney Kidd, but Leary takes it and Kidd pokes it away. Courtney Turner pops it up in the air. We'll find Leary again along the wall. Spinning away looking for Myers. Can't get it on her forehand. Myers now can't hold in Kittredge with Williams. And back to play it is Brown. Williams again sends to the front. Turner stops this one. Now for Stewart. A couple players pop up with it. Aramburu comes down with it for Toronto. Sends it across and finds the stick of Fulton. Aramburu again. Across, backhand chance toward the net in the crease, and Dom puts a stop to play with 18:27 to go.
Fulton's had a really good game thus far, and that's going to be the key for this third period here, stopping Fulton, Gagné, and Prevost. Limiting their speed.
Yeah, Fulton, one of the goal scorers for Toronto so far in this game. Hall along the wall. Now Armbruer again sends it to the front, can't find anyone in the slot. Back for Stewart. And this one is high and away from the post. Nobody touched that one. Toward the net, and Dom stops play once again. 18:09 to go. It was Greaves from Bizzarri back in the first. Ing from Bizzarri again back in the first. Fulton unassisted. Gagné from Williams to end the first. Wasilk from Sethopoulos and Goldberg in the second. And you're all caught up. 3-2 Boston as it stands with 18 minutes to play. Ing fell to her knees, couldn't get it out, and Hall comes back, gets it for Greaves on the opposite side. It exits the zone, and Toronto has to reset. Dingledine up the center for Delaney. Clear shot toward the net, and Dom, spin around save. Keeps the scoreline at 3-2.
Yeah, if this score holds up, Dom's definitely the top star here for Boston. She's been tremendous. One of those goals really wasn't even her fault off the rebound. One blunder to Gagné, that was it.
Dom, the rating ADT Goalie of the Week is, again, inside the numbers, presented by MNP. 58 saves in the last 2 games for Boston as this one sent all the way down from Myers, ends up for icing. She has faced the most shots out of any goaltender in the CWHL and is the only goalie with over 500 saves to her name. Unfortunately, on her ledger are also 12 of the Blades' 13 losses. 17 minutes, 38 seconds to go as Boston loses this faceoff eventually. Toronto keeps it in the offensive end. Prevost out front, can't find a stick. Fulton with it. Twister pass couldn't get for Prevost, with Leary coming in ahead, and Campbell can't turn around fast enough, but it'll be icing when Saunders gets to it, which she does.
Yeah, the time of possession has been huge right now for Toronto in this early third period, definitely outdoing Boston, and Boston's defense has really had to step up like they have had to the whole game.
Armbruster steps in against Myers. Myers out of Nevada, and Armbruster out of Glen Rock, New Jersey. To the wall, Myers banks it off, ahead of Turner and Leary, gets the red line and banks it in. Campbell around for Saunders. Finds it up ahead, it's a 3-on-3 the other way. In over the line is Shannon Stewart. Kittredge holds them up. And Leary once again, with some speed comes Myers, keeping it onside. Myers all alone. The shot stopped by Vanderbleek.
Probably the save of the game right there by Vanderbleek. Great breakaway there for Myers. Great opportunity. Great focus by Vanderbleek.
Stewart now as Toronto comes in onside. Ends up in the blue paint. No one can get a shot away. And this one ends up off the netting and will have a stoppage, 16:30 to go. Great work by Myers to keep herself onside with the pass. A changing forward for Toronto tried to break in with some speed, but Myers already had open ice ahead. Tried to go 5-hole, and Vanderbleek shut the door.
Yeah, Myers has been great on the defensive end. Had an opportunity there on the offensive end. Really leading this team with the co-captain.
Dingalang gets another chance in the chaos in front. It results in another. Toronto unable to pot one. And Boston brings it back up. Wassilk, the most recent goal scorer for Boston, carries it around a couple of defenders, gets a shot away, and forces Vanderbleek into a chest save.
Wassilk's had a ton of energy ever since that first goal. Really playing well these last 20 minutes.
Hall, who you'll nary find a game where she doesn't have a dirty jersey. Plenty of ice on her jersey tonight as she takes the puck up center. She's wrestled to the ice. No call coming from any of the referees on the ice. Wassilk will take it away from Fulton. Gets it around Beezer, and Wassilk again going 1-on-4 as the Blades change behind the play. Bizzarri now in deep. Calling forward is Kikuchi. Unable to get it until about now, but Kikuchi has to step back on defense as Platt sends it in. No one touched it, and Burns will send it in for icing. 15:28 to go. Boston gets an offensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, one thing Toronto has done really well this entire game has been faceoffs, and they've really won the faceoff battle here today. And definitely more quality shots than Boston.
Zari against Prevost, and the hottest player in the CWHL, Prevost, with 10 games straight with points coming out of tonight's contest. Along the wall, held up again by Greaves, but Toronto gets it in with Platt. Jessica Platt, a 14th round pick for the Furies from 2016, as Stewart can't hold it in. Platt once again in her second year with the team, sends it on net for Dom to stop, and Ing will take it back for Boston. Ing flying in, sends it on and wide. Platt again, her exit is stopped by Ing. Another exit is again halted, but this one ends up on the stick of Dingeldine. This will end up for Ing once again on the near side. 14:38 to play in this third period. Turner for Brown streaking in. Turner once more. Turner warmed up to tonight's game in a full face mask as everyone was just trying to stay warm. Back pass and a turnover resulting in a penalty. And this will be a body checking call on Saunders. Leary went for a twister pass behind the net. She was hauled down, and this is going to be another Boston power play.
Yeah, and Prevost, if Toronto has any chance of commanding and tying this game up, it's going to be Prevost. You really got to stop her here.
Prevost taking the face-off shorthanded. She'll lose this one with Myers. Burns keeps it in for Boston. Already 1-for-1 on the woman advantage tonight with a goal from Greaves on a rush play. Myers Streaking and finds Burns. To the center, Leary couldn't turn around, and Prevost, one of the most dangerous players shorthanded, brings it for Williams. Offside, however, is Toronto. Carly Campbell can't believe it, but face-off will come outside the zone.
Yeah, look for Ing here. Ing's had a really, really good game, utilizing her speed. He's going to utilize her here in the power play.
A lot of dancing tunes on the PA tonight, mostly to keep everybody warm. Movement is a great idea when cold. 1:30 to play in the penalty. Mazzari back pass for Kikuchi, ends up for Burns on the near side. Burns gets it in on side, but Carly Campbell surveying the option and opts to power this one past, rings it around, and Ing stops it. Burns again. Now Greaves. Greaves along the wall, looking over her chances, comes up and finds Burns. Now Greaves again, toward the net, blocked. Beezer gets it out and all the way down.
Yeah, Burns has been very stable with the puck, both on the penalty kill and the power play. Knows how to puck handle perfectly.
Christina Brown with it now. She'll cut to the center. Finds Bizzari. One-time Boston College mates as Brown gets it for Ing out of St. Lawrence University. Ing streaking in down the left side, cuts to the center, gets a shot, kicked out by Vanderbleek. Ing with it once again, 30 seconds to go in the penalty, 12:50 to go in the clock in the period. 4-on-4 along the boards. Puck hasn't moved in a little bit. It finally moves after Turner jumps in. But it'll end up for Toronto and they get it out. Brown jump starting to play with Ing. Couldn't find Wasilk. And Fulton now. Turner loses her stick. It's a 2-on-2 the other way. Toward the net, and Dom looks like she kicked off the netting. And that'll be a stoppage in play.
Yeah, looks like Toronto's going to kill off this penalty. And great job defensively trying to stop Ing here and stop Boston's attack.
12:24 to play in the period, just 2 seconds left in the penalty. And with the face-off almost 200 feet from their net, they get the chance to kill it off here. Boston 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. This one exits the zone as Stewart holds it at the wall. Can't get it very far as Wasilk gets it behind Leary. Sperling sends it around off the glass. Ella Stewart, Shannon Stewart. Leary again after it stopped at the red line. Wasilk finds a skate of Harris. Harris, dangerous pass through the Furies' defense, but it works out fine as Leary plays it in. Beezer played down. Back the other way as Shannon Stewart sends it in. Leary with some space. She'll cut in to the center, finds Greaves behind her. Can't pull the trigger. Danielle Gagne with it. This one's to the center and it'll find Myers, but Aramburu will send it in after gaining the red line, no icing. Kikuchi gets away from the forecheck as Burns will send it up, and here comes a breakaway. Stathopoulos can't catch up with the bouncing puck, and Vanderbleek stops play.
Yeah, great pass by Burns there on their opposite end, on their end, and just couldn't put the puck home, but great opportunity there for Boston.
Stathopoulos had to hold to stay on side, and the puck just bounced away from her. She could not get a clean look at it. 11 minutes, 7 seconds to go for the Boston Blades to hang on to this slim lead in this contest. Saunders. Up ice, and Kikuchi holds it in with her skates, not very long. At the center stripe, and Dingeldine will head to the sideboards as Goldberg forces her into a bad pass. Kikuchi gets it around Vela. Now Goldberg once more. This one will head all the way to the side where Campbell comes in with it. Campbell looking for her chance, ends up sending it wide. Campbell once more along the wall. 3 Blades converge on her, but it opens up the pass on the side for Williams. Stathopoulos muscling with Saunders. Kikuchi gets it for Stathopoulos again. We're about halfway through the period. And Boston able to get a quick change on the play as its play is away from their side of the bench.
Yeah, and despite the 3-2 score, it really has been the play of Vanderbleek and Dom here, especially for the last 2 periods.
A couple of quick strike goals back in the first, but since the first period, there's just been 1 goal to show for it for both teams, and it came from Taylor Wasilk, the rookie out of Port Huron, Michigan. Under the halfway mark in this period, sent around, and it'll find Prevost. Ends up on the stick of Aaron Kickham. Greaves with speed after it, but Kidd is first to it. Sydney Kidd, the Sundridge, Ontario native, carries it in, loses it to Greaves, who hammers it off the wall, and 2-on-2 the other way. Bazzari tried the pass, and Ing ends up with it after Vela forced into the pass to the boards.
Yeah, good pass by Bazzari, better play by Vela, who's trying to get it over to Ing to create numbers.
Dingledine in on loan, and high shot. Had a wide open chance, pulled Dom down, but still sent the shot high. That's been about the puck luck for Toronto so far today. With 9:15 to go, one of their best looks comes just off a broken play.
Here comes a good defensive unit for Boston. Really important here.
Brown and Kittredge out to defend this chance. Another top line play here as Myers takes it on a breakaway. Myers to the shot, kick save by, and it's in! In front again, it's 4-2, Leary in front.
Big play by Myers there, off the face-off, and she has been huge this last period.
Leary is fired up, screaming her way to the bench. 9:04 to play. Vanderbleek fell down on the play, and I'm not sure if Boston cares how they go in. It's 4-2.
Really important to realize that there is still 9 minutes left. You've got to impose your will defensively here.
Brief discussion at center ice as captains will converge here. Emily Fulton trying to plead her case with the officials as Melissa Bazzari is there representing Boston.
What is she arguing right now?
I wish I could hear, but I really can't. Looks like it doesn't change the... Nevertheless, it doesn't change the score line. So 9 minutes, 4 seconds to go on the clock. And as Vela leans in against Turner on the faceoff, Boston has a 2-goal lead once again. Puck is finally downed, and Hall will send it up for Myers. Myers whiffs on the clearance in. Turner whiffs on hers as well. They finally get back on side, and we've resumed play under 9 to go. Myers again, turnover here. Leary once more whiffs on her pass and is cleaned out by a sliding Saunders. Hall once more. Hall has seen a lot of ice time in tonight's contest, especially in important moments like this. Now Williams up with it. Williams shadowed by Hall, and the pass goes away from everybody. Leary finds Hall once more. Hall dangles around one, gets it across the blue line on side. Shoulder save as Leary's goal is finally announced.
Yeah, it's a very important shift here for Boston. Prevost is coming off with fresh legs here. Hopefully you can stop her.
It'll be icing for Toronto. The 4th goal of the season for the Seabrook, New Hampshire native in her 2nd CWHL season. She led the team last year in scoring as a rookie, and she made the Frozen Four 3 times with Boston College from 2009 to 2013. A lot of BC Eagles staff this Boston Blades team. Their captain for many years was Boston University's Tara Watchorn, but she is now retired from the CWHL as this one is sent on net. Dom can't control the shot from Prevost. As Watchorn had become an assistant coach with the Terriers, Dom stops this bullet from the point.
Yeah, Dom really just staying focused there, realizing he's still got a lot of game to play, and making the critical saves, save after save.
The last shot came from Shannon Molson, the Mississauga, Ontario native. She played in 2010 to 2012 with the now defunct Burlington Barracudas of the CWHL. The team folded after a 1-win year, and she became part of a championship team with the Furies in 13-14. Michelle Ng with it again. Ng off the boards, can't get it for Greaves. Greaves beats out the icing, and she'll take Beezer down in the process. Bizzarri muscled to the ice, and Greaves slow to get up behind the play. She'll finally get up and rejoin the play as Brown breaks up the entry at the line. Greaves on a back check gets it away from Beezer. This banks off of a Toronto player, so no icing. As Ella Stewart shoves down Ng. Crowd looking for something, and they're not going to find it.
Right, here comes the Myers line again. Myers and Leary have been tremendous offensively here for the Blades.
Ng gets it for Courtney Turner as we've dipped under 7 minutes to go in the third period. Turner on net sends it wide. 4 players converge on it. The engagement ensues. A fifth comes in for Toronto, and they're able to get it. Carly Campbell sends it off the boards. Kelly Kittredge keeps it in. Her shot is blocked. Turner gets it deeper for Leary. For Turner again, and clearing it out of the way is Saunders. Christina Brown finds Leary once again. Able to get it ahead. Saunders has to chase down with Turner. Campbell finds Williams, who will send a tap pass for Prevost. Prevost with speed down the side. Sends it toward the net, kick out save for Dom, and Leary able to clean up the garbage.
Huge save by Dom there on Prevost.
This is going to be a penalty on Boston, it looks like. Boston had the puck to stop play, and Brown is arguing her case. She'll be called for interference.
Well, the penalty kill has been the story here for Boston. Really good on the penalty kill thus far, and it's the most important one of the game, for sure.
Boston 1 for 1 on the penalty kill so far today. They are 54 for 67 this season. 2 minutes on the clock as the Blades lose one of their top defenders in Brown. Vela and Kickham set to take this face-off once we actually resume play.
Yeah, Brown has been great defensively and really composed back there, making a lot of plays and passes outside of her own zone.
Yeah, her one slip-up, and literal slip-up, resulted in a goal for Toronto. Campbell with it. Campbell again sends it wired toward the net. No one could tip it by Dom. Stewart, now Campbell at the center point. Sends it toward the net, banks off the outside of the post. Finds Vela again. Campbell, Vela, back for Campbell. Finds Dingledine. Now Campbell once more. Fakes. Dingledine again, fires, and this one's sent toward the net. In the crease, they'll battle for it, and Dom able to stop play as the officials lose sight of the puck.
Yeah, there's Dom again. Dingledine's done great so far offensively and doing really well on the power play.
1:19 left in the penalty as it's 4-2 Boston with 5 minutes and 23 seconds to go. Dom getting a stretch in before she pops back up to standing position, ready for the face-off.
Here's the big line here for Toronto. Gagné, Fulton, and Prevost. The most important stop, most important shift of the game.
Prevost loses the face-off, an all-important one, as Boston gets a clearance down the ice. Fulton pulls up, and everyone collides with each other as Bizzarri looks like she's going to be called. Someone's going to get called for a penalty. I'm not entirely sure who. It's going to be on Toronto.
Oh, evens it up.
Wow.
That is huge.
This is big. This is an interference call on Danielle Gagné. This evens it up 4-on-4 for 69 seconds, and the Blades will have an abbreviated power play. But with 5:09 to go, this is huge for Boston.
And losing Gagné, too, one of their better offensive players. Huge loss.
The second-year forward out of Caledon, Ontario, played for Ohio State collegiately, and played one season in the Bundesliga in Germany for ERC Ingolstadt. 4-on-4 begins play as two Furies collide with each other. Kikuchi will find Ing across. With speed comes Bizzari, and Bizzari looking to create here. Lots of space here with 4-on-4. Fulton finds Sydney Kidd. Got to be careful with your passes as something like this might happen as it's icing on Toronto. 33 seconds left of 4-on-4 play. 4:37 left to go in the period. Boston clinging to a 2-goal lead so far.
Yeah, Boston's got to really be in the defensive mode right here. Really finish out this even strength before they get the power play.
Boston's first win of the season last year came against this Furies team in a shootout in Toronto at the MasterCard Center. Can they pull out another one tonight to get their first win of the 2017-18 campaign? 15 seconds left to 5-on-5 before the Blades will get back a player. Hall, now Greaves, and it's taken away for Vela. Jess Vela, the 5'1" forward in her 5th year, wires a shot high. Leary poked out for Beezer, a shot blocked by Burns, and the penalty is over. Shot toward the net, Vela, and another kick out for Dom as an abbreviated power play starts for Boston.
Vela had the opportunity there, just a little bit wide right of the post. And another great defensive play there by Burns.
Myers gets around 1, gets around 2, cutting toward the net, pulls up and stops. Campbell sends her to the boards. Now Burns keeps it at the line. Under 30 seconds left in the penalty. Comes all the way from Myers cross corner. At the hash mark, she'll pull up. Leary looking for Wasilk in front. Back for Leary. Myers again. 15 seconds left in the penalty. Back pass finds Turner all the way in, and another stop from Vanderbleek eventually. Held in from Turner. Finds Leary. Leary looking for a creation point and can't find anybody open. The penalties have all expired. 2-on-1 the other way. Prevost for Platt. Back for Prevost, a chance. Stopped by Dom, and the net comes off.
That was the best save of the game right there by Dom. Platt and Prevost been dominant the whole game. And Dom shuts him down again.
Under 3 to go. 4-2 Boston leads. We'll keep an eye on Sonia Vanderbleek of when head coach Jeff Flanagan for the Furies will pull her for the extra attacker. Kickham ties up this face-off with Prevost as Boston able to push up ahead with it. Chelsea Goldberg already with an assist tonight. Wrestles a player to the ground trying to keep the puck. Prevost eventually wins the battle and will find Ella Stewart. Back to the other side, Platt. 2:40 to play. Vela had the best look so far this period. Spun around Fulton, and Boston keeping control so far. Harris along the wall. 6th attacker is on for the Furies. They've pulled Vanderbleek. Fulton can't find a pass, gets a shot, and can't tuck it home. Dom reaching out to stop it. Officials lose sight, and 2:15 to go. It'll be an offensive zone draw.
Yeah, Toronto pulls Vanderbleek, gets the extra attacker out there. Got to make sure you get a good defensive front out there. Make sure you don't do anything stupid and get another penalty.
It'll be 6-on-5 for Toronto. The net is empty. Boston has a 2-goal lead to work with. Vela, Delaney, Kidd, Williams, Dingledine, and Molson. As it looks like one of these teams will call a timeout. It'll be a timeout for Toronto. 2:15 to play here. Mitch, if you are Jeff Flanagan right now, what are you telling your Furies?
Well, offense has been the name of the game for Toronto, and you want to make sure you get your best players out there, and control the puck, make the right passes, and maybe get Prevost or Fulton an open shot.
Now, if you're Boston on the flip end of it, what do you do to defend this 2-goal lead?
You just got to make sure you stop Prevost and Fulton. I think they've been the most dominant 2 players, as well as Gagné for Toronto. And it's been Toronto's offense versus their defense, so this last 2 minutes, that's going to be the name of the game.
He's Mitch, I'm Max Walpuff. We thank you for joining us again here from a very cold Winthrop, Massachusetts at Lawrence Larson Rink. The teams break from their huddles. 4-2 lead for Boston with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. The only American team in the CWHL has a 2-goal lead and is looking for their first win of the season to start the 2018 campaign on a positive note.
Another one that Boston needs to watch out for is Vela. Been terrific in this third period.
Faceoff is poked forward by Boston, and Carly Campbell shot rings the pipe. Kidd able to find Vela. Now Sydney Kidd once again for Jess Vela. Finds Stewart in front and able to get it all the way out just into neutral ice. Toronto has to reset. 6 attackers on, under 2 minutes to play. Comes all the way in and Burns first to it. She'll be taken on by 3 Furies. Make it 4 surrounding her as the black and gold shell into the defense. Vela for Campbell. Now Vela again. Ing all over her, preventing much passing as Campbell finds Kidd, but the pass goes beyond her and she has to go to the wall. Dingledown again, her pass is broken up. 1:20 to play, Ing with a clear chance. She'll find Greaves toward the empty net, just wide. No icing though, Boston gets a chance to change.
Huge opportunity there to put the game away. Big defensive stop right now.
Back in front, Myers again holds up the charge, just gets it out. Saunders at the red line, Turner pokes it ahead. Turner toward the open net, no go. Leary a chance for 2. To the center finds Myers, can't get it to go. Under a minute to go, Stewart up for Gagne, but Toronto needs 2. Can't find a pass to the front is Delaney. Saunders from the back. Under 40 seconds to play. Another shot whiffed on by Delaney. Another save for Dom. And the puck goes out. Not enough strength for icing. 25 seconds to go. In front, Leary diving stop Saunders. Keeps the Furies in this game, but they need 2 goals. They don't have a whole lot of time. Leary again. Myers. Blades are keeping it out of their end. Under 10 seconds to go. Prevost a shot, blocked. Kittredge to the wall, Delaney, 3, 2, 1. Game over Toronto. Boston Blades win their first game of the 2017-18 campaign.
Yeah, great last shift there by Leary. I thought she had a lot of excitement out of each and every shift for the whole game, but really Dom, player of the game, in my opinion.
Lauren Dom once again keeping the Blades in this contest until the very end, and the Blades reward her with a 4-2 scoreline to win tonight's contest. First win of the season for Boston again comes against the Furies, and a great start to the 2018 year.
I would also credit Burns, had a great job in the third period and second period defensively. She was completely really stabilized this whole defense for Boston.
Can't forget about the forwards jumping back to play defense. The entire third period was a wonder show of everyone playing team defense for Boston, and they are rewarded with their first win of the year as they salute the crowd here at Lawrence Larson Rink. These teams will play once again tomorrow at 2:30 p.m., but for us, that is all for us. For Mitch, I'm Max Walpuff. Thank you for joining us tonight, and please stay warm.